So, we have drawn 1-1 with Brighton. As you can tell, I am still absolutely seething with anger right now. Absolute bottle jobs. Bottle job FC. We lose to Palace. The second home loss of the season in the Premier League. We then, as a fan base, when the last 6, 7, 8 games came out, oh, but we've got the easiest run in. Yeah? How did that work out? How did that work out? Seriously. Man United have bottled it. They drew with Huddersfield today, who, by the way, have already been relegated. Brighton have stayed up by the skin of their teeth. And guess what? We go and draw 1-1. Thank you very much. Thanks for ruining the end of the season. Thanks for taking the wholesale mick. Thanks for just disappearing and down in tools for 6 weeks, bar the Europa League, because that's effectively what they have done. And I've tried to keep it within myself, and I've tried to stay positive, and I've tried to look for positive angles this season. And at times it has been difficult. But now we're right at the end of the season, I'm going to let it go. Yeah? I'm going to get it out. I'm going to say what I feel. Yeah? This squad have taken the absolute mick for 6 weeks. Since the Newcastle game, which, by the way, was probably the best game we've played in the last 6 weeks, we've bottled it. Absolutely bottled it. We got lucky against Watford. We got destroyed against Palace. Could have been more. The scoreline don't do it justice. We got took apart against Wolves. We got took apart against Leicester. And let's be real, today we fully deserve not to win the game again. So this season, we've lost one game at home to Man City, which was the opening day. We've then got the best home form in the league, up there with City and Liverpool. Then when it really, really, really matters, this squad go, nah, we're down in tools. We ain't going to play. We ain't going to play with that intensity. We ain't going to play with that press. We're not going to play with our heads. We're just going to do what we want to do because we're comfortable. We play for Arsenal Football Club. That is the culture that's infested this football club for a decade. That is the culture that has infested this football club through every single one of them players that was signed by the previous manager and the CEO that was here before. Granit Xhaka, biggest waste of money I've ever seen in my life. We can't even blame Mustafi today. And Mustafi's closer to goal. Mustafi actually played really well today. Really well. One of our best players today. But guess what? It's not fashionable to say Granit Xhaka was shocking, and it's not fashionable to say that Squadron Mustafi played really well, is it? Because we have to big up and we have to praise and we have to overrate bang average players to make ourselves feel better. Oh, Granit Xhaka's brilliant. If you can't understand what he does, you don't understand football. Mesut Ozil, best playmaker of a generation. Really? When was this then? Was this before my generation? The geezer's been bang average for 6 years. Bang average. And everyone blames Olivier Giroud. Oh, he didn't break the assist stats record. Who cares? Who cares? Genuinely. Who counts assists other than Arsenal Ozil fans? Who cares? Cos the boss. Cos the boss cost us a Europa League final last season. Cos the boss gave away a goal against Jamie Vardy last weekend up at the King Power Stadium from 92-yard free kick. Cos the boss gave away 3 goals against Southampton away. Let's stop overrating our players. They are not good enough. Aubameyang, yes, you scored today. Great penalty. Fair play. You were one of our better players today. But when it really, really mattered and the chips were down and we needed a goal, my man's trying to do some Paulo Di Canio scissor fucking kick to try and score an amazing goal. How about take a touch and score, bruv? Yeah? Harry Kane scores that. Salah scores that. Firmino scores that. Aguero scores that. Just about every striker in the league scores that. But no. I'm Mr. Flash. Let me try and score a scissor kick volley. Puts it 5 yards wide. Thank you for that. Cheers, mate. 200 grand you're getting deposited in your account next Friday. Don't worry about it. Get in your Lambo and go home, mate. Cool. Yeah? Lacazette disappeared for 65 minutes. What was he doing for 65 minutes? The last 25 minutes? Cool. Turned up. Too late. Too late. Lucas Torreira was a one-man midfield. One-man midfield on his ones, literally doing everything. Mkhitaryan's the biggest waste of space we've ever signed. Literally, does nothing. We then make substitutions and we bring on Kolasinac. Okay, cool. So what does he do? Oh yeah, that's it. Keep crossing the ball straight out of play. Well done, mate. We bring on Iwobi. We stick him on the right wing. Oh, guess what? You keep hitting the first man. Well done, mate. Good one. We then bring on Guendouzi. Let me just run around like a headless chicken, leaving massive gaps in midfield and letting them bomb forward when we're trying to chase a goal. Well done, mate. Well done. Anyway, let's get into some player ratings. Bernd Leno. I thought he was shocking. First half hour, passing the ball straight to their striker in the penalty box. What was that all about? But I thought he grew into the game and he made some crucial saves. I'm going to give him a 6. I don't think he was great at all today, by the way. Lichtsteiner. Everyone turned their nose up when he started the game. Maybe he should teach everyone how to cross a ball. Because the first half, every single cross he put in that box was absolutely top class. Top class. That is how you cross a ball. Every single one was pinpoint to where he wanted to put it. But guess what? Our extravagant striker decides not to bother running to the front stick. He just loiters on the penalty spot and goes, oh, well, it didn't come to me, did it? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah? 6 out of 10 for Lichtsteiner. Socrates, shocking again. Absolute shocking. What was he doing? He's literally letting his man run off him 3, 4, 5, 6 times. You can't be doing that, mate. And he's been one of our best players this season. But when it really, really matters, what is he doing? It weren't his fault for the goal, so don't get me wrong. But they could have had 2 or 3 more goals today because of his shocking defending. On to Mustafi. Nobody will ever tell you this, but Mustafi actually played well. Mustafi was probably the best defender on the pitch. For us anyway. Their defenders put our defenders to shame. Lewis Dunk, everyone mugged me off online the other day about, oh, we'll finish 7th if you pick Lewis Dunk. Yeah? Lewis Dunk do a better job than all of our centre-backs put together. Do you know why? Because he can actually fucking defend. Anyway, Mustafi, 6 out of 10. Well done today. Well done for Thursday as well. You've been our best centre-back for 2 games in a row. But apparently, agendas rule Arsenal fan base. I ain't got one. So I just say it as it is. Mustafi was brilliant today. Better than most of the players on the pitch. Monreal. Again, sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. Today, he won us a penalty, but then other times he looked a liability. 5 out of 10. Lucas Torreira, like I said a minute ago, one-man midfield. Absolute liability, stood next to him, passing sideways, backwards, and passing them in on goal. And then he goes and gives away a penalty. So for me, Lucas Torreira, 7 out of 10, man of the match. The only one of them players that actually had the work rate, the hunger, the passion, and was battling against all odds in a whole midfield on his ones. Man of the match, 7 out of 10. Granit Xhaka, absolute liability. We miss Granit Xhaka. If you don't understand what he does, you don't understand football. Well, maybe I do, and maybe I realise he's fucking dog shit. Get out of my football club. 2 out of 10. Shocking. On to Mr. Missing. Everyone said to me a couple of weeks ago, yeah, but he had El Neni. This was against Crystal Palace. He had El Neni and he had Guendouzi, so he had to keep dropping deep. Okay, so what's the excuse today for dropping deep then? What's his excuse? Created next to nothing, didn't have a shot, didn't create, literally, what did he create? Can somebody leave it down there, what he created today? All he kept doing was coming back into deep midfield, in the centre circle, getting the ball, slowing the pace down and passing it fucking sideways. Get out, you are one of the worst footballers I've seen in my lifetime. You are not worth 350 bags a week. I do not get the hype. Get out, take Granit Xhaka with you. Maybe I should drive them both back to Germany. In fact, maybe we should add Mkhitaryan to that list. 1 out of 10, disappeared again. What is his job? What does he do? All 3 of them, round your suitcases up, tell me what time you want picking up, and I'll drive you straight back down the Autobahn and drop you back off wherever you want to go in Germany, because not one of you 3 are good enough to play for my club. I have seen better midfielders in generation after generation gone by than all 3 of them combined as one footballer. People take the mick out of Paul Merson. Paul Merson's 10 times the player as them 3 are. Paul Davis, better than all of them. Better than all of them. Rocky Rocastle must be spinning, bruv. Spinning in his grave. God rest his soul. Mwah. Absolute legend of a footballer. All three of them are taking liberties at this football club on over £500,000 a week between them. Disgrace. Disgrace. But no doubt, all three of them will turn up when it actually means something on Thursday. Bottle jobs. Get out, man. Aubameyang scored a penalty, put us in the lead. I actually thought he played all right today. But again, you have missed an absolute sitter by trying to be flash, by trying to be cocky. And like I said, Aguero, Salah, anybody else, Kane, they all score that goal. Instead, you try a scissor volley from 7 yards out and shank it wide. Take a touch, bruv. You had all the time in the world. Take a touch and side foot it in the bottom corner, left or right. We then coast the game. But no, Mr. Flash, Mr. Arrogance, Mr. Look at me, I've got a funky barnet. No, 5 out of 10. His strike partner, Lacazette, shocking. Piss poor, did absolutely nothing until 65th minute when he decided to show up. 4 out of 10. On to the subs, Kolasinac, 2 out of 10, rubbish. Another one, get in the car with Mickey, Ozil and Xhaka, and I'll take you back to the Bundesliga, because you ain't good enough for Premier League, mate. Shocking. Guendouzi, headless chicken, running around like an absolute clown in midfield. Yeah, might have a little bit of passion about him, but he has played way too many games this season, and that is pinned on the manager. The manager should not be playing this guy that many games. He's 19, yeah? Don't burn this kid out and ruin his Arsenal career before it's even begun. He has been absolutely shocking for weeks. I do not want to see this geezer start another game this season. I'm going to give him 2 out of 10. Shocking, not good enough. Just because you've got a funky barnet, don't mean you're any good. On to Iwobi. I quite like Iwobi, but I can't even defend him today. Can't even defend him. What did he do? He come on? Oh, let me just keep crossing it into the first man. Let me just cross it out for a throw-in on the left wing. Well done, mate. 40 grand a week. You've been here 4 years. You still can't cross a ball. 2 out of 10. On to the manager. I actually thought the manager had a bit of a mare with his starting lineup with that back line. But I can't blame the back line. The blame goes with the midfield. Because the midfield created next to nothing today. The midfield allowed them to break through. And then the midfielder, the We Miss Granit Xhaka crew, are all hiding tonight. Because guess what? We didn't miss him today when he was putting a penalty out for Brighton, did we? Seriously, this guy has given away more penalties since he joined Arsenal than any player in the Premier League. He's given away more goals from his errors than any player in the Premier League since he's been here. Yet people still want to defend this guy. Yet they coat off Mustafi, who's closer to the goal. What logic is that? Say it as it fucking is. He ain't good enough. None of them are. Emery, 3 out of 10 today. You were shocking with your substitutions. You had no plan B. And it was just a case of just throw everyone forward. We better win the Europa League. That's all I'm saying. On to the fans. I don't even know. Listen, the fans all standing there cheering Aaron Ramsey, saying he's an absolute legend of the club. Really? Really? Genuinely? The same fans that sing the same Mesut Ozil song 25 times a game when he does fuck all. The same fans that sit there singing Granit Xhaka because he hits one 30-yard screamer. I don't want to go in on fans because everyone's entitled to their opinion. But start saying it as it is. But now, the previous manager's fans have all come out the fucking woodwork tonight. All of them, oh, get rid of Emery, get rid of Emery. Oh, Emery's useless, Emery's useless. Yeah, guess what? The previous manager still ain't got a fucking job. The previous manager told us he'd be back in work in January. We should have all known he was a compulsive liar from the last decade he's been at our club, which, by the way, is his fault we're in this fucking mess. So, I'm going to give the fans 8 out of 10. They all turned up expectant today. They all cheered the team on. A lot of them stayed behind for the lap of appreciation. I'm glad I never fucking went. Big up to my boy who I gave the ticket to. Hope you enjoyed it, mate. But yeah, there we go. That's the end of my rant. That's the end of my player ratings. Sorry I've had a bit of a meltdown, but I finally let it all out. Sick and tired of these bottle job players, and I've bitten my tongue so many times this season. But the manager has got to take some sort of blame for the last 6 weeks, and so have them players. And them players have been living in a comfort zone, especially Xhaka, Ozil, Mickey. They have all been in a comfort zone since they fucking arrived here. They're the first 3 I want gone, along with Mustafi and anybody else you want to fucking throw in there. But them ones are the ones I want out. Kolasinac, chuck him in. He's fucking useless. Can't cross a ball. But yeah, on to Thursday. No doubt we'll turn up and we'll absolutely boss Valencia in the Mestalla. We'll turn into a prime Barcelona. They'll put a work effort in. They'll put a shift in. And all will be swept under the carpet again for another season. And half of these bottle jobs will be here again next season. Then next season, everyone will be going, oh, I don't understand how we finished 5th again. Yeah, duh. I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.